Okay, hello everybody. I'm back. This time I wanted to talk about Nintendo Music app. I like the app because I can download Nintendo Music that is available. And not much is available right now, but the one that's available, I can download them really quickly, and I can just take them outside and listen to on my phone without internet and without YouTube ads, which is ironic because you know you are listening or you are viewing this video on YouTube. But anyways, I want to rank my top 10 like Nintendo soundtracks that were added to Nintendo Music on the year 2024, which is the release year. If I'm not lazy and I'm still alive next year, then we can do it for 2025 and so on. And I also have a list of 10 games, not in order, that I would like to be added this year. So here's my ranking, and unfortunately the Wii music is not in the ranking, but I needed a good song for background, at least to start. So I hope everything sounds right, because I am not repeating this. But let's go with my number one, which is going to be, surprisingly, Tomodachi Collection, a DS game that only came out in Japan. Everybody knows Tomodachi Life on the 3DS. I guess this was the third game. I don't know. I don't really know. I've never played those games, but I listened to this like 2 weeks ago, and I was positively surprised. Like it's a really nice and chill soundtrack with a lot of variety. I'm also gonna be like skipping around. I'm not gonna put all the songs to play. I'm not gonna let them play in their totality because I have like 50 songs in this playlist, and that's like 2 hours, and we are not gonna be recording for 2 hours. But yeah. So here we have this song that's hilarious, Married No More. I guess this is for when you divorce someone. I don't know the context, but it's hilarious. But I really like it. But like I said, Tomodachi Collection really surprised me because it had a lot of variety. There's a motif, which is the main theme, which you can hear here with the Making a Friend. This is basically the main theme that appears a lot in the songs, at least that I've noticed while listening to the soundtrack. And yeah, it is something that really surprised me, which I think is fair to put like at number 10. Like it's nothing spectacular, but it's really great to hear, and I'm glad I got to hear it. Yeah, that's the main leitmotif of this soundtrack. Also, this soundtrack, I don't know the context of the game, but it has amazing songs. I'm gonna let the next one play on. Yeah, I think that's amazing. It's hilarious because it reminds me a lot of like, I don't know, retro anime endings from like the 90s or something like that, except that the lyrics are sung by like the choppiest me ever. And there are many of these, and all of them are fantastic. But yeah, basically I really like the soundtrack because of this variety, and also the lyric songs are hilarious. Like you have these performances with different instruments and variations of the main theme, and I think all of that is great. I really recommend it. So next, it's gonna be Wave Race 64. So this is a game I never played before, but when the soundtrack got added to the app, I listened to it and I thought it was fantastic, and that inspired me to try the game on NSO, and I have beaten the normal course. I haven't beaten the hard course. I think that's too hard for me. Maybe I don't understand the game at all, but hey, at least I played through the normal course, which is like 6 racetracks. And yeah, I enjoyed the game, but the soundtrack is great. So this soundtrack has like many the songs of the different racetracks, which all of them are fantastic music, and also other music. I was thinking maybe for this spot, like I could have chosen Star Fox 64 or F-Zero X, two other N64 games. And yeah, sure, they have great soundtracks. But I guess Wave of the 64 just surprised me more and like captivated me more. And I don't remember like F-Zero X is great and Star Fox 64 is also great, but I guess like they will be my number 11 and 12. But this is just a top 10. I really like this track, Russia Coast, which is a nice track. I didn't play it on the game, but I like the song. And another cool thing that this soundtrack has in the app is that it contains 2 tracks that were only that were new tracks to a new version of the game. So the game came out in 1996, but then Japan got an updated version of the game in 1997, the Shindo version, meaning the version of the game with Rumble Pack, similar to like the Shindo version of Super Mario 64. And in that Shindo version, there were 2 racetracks that got updated music, like the medley is basically the same, but it has updated instrumentals, and you get both versions in the app. The original songs are labeled as 1996 versions, and the 2 extra tracks at the end of the soundtrack are labeled as 1997, and I just think that's cool. Like, okay, you get both versions to listen to. Yeah, that's basically it for Wave Race 64. It was like there are very chill songs. You can also listen like the main theme of the game in many of the songs, which is this one that you're listening to right now. That's the main theme. Like, I'm not that huge into music theory. I don't understand it. I wish I did. I can't recognize instruments and stuff like that, but I love video game music. And I can notice stuff like this, and like if you have like leitmotifs, I'm going to think of the soundtrack more highly, you know? Like, that's just me. Obviously, you need to have good instrumentations. You need to sound good in my ears. This sounds good in my ears. Like, the racetracks are bombastic, but then you just have very chill music. Like this result screen, even though this is for 4th place, I still really like the sound of it. Next is Splatoon 2, not Splatoon 3. I think the reason I'm choosing Splatoon 2 over 3 is because I didn't play Splatoon 3. I thought I didn't need to play it. Like, I already played Splatoon 2 a lot, you know? I listened to Splatoon 3 and sure, the soundtrack is great, but I don't know, I think 2 just got me more, you know? Like the I don't know what you call this, the online multiplayer battle teams are, you know, good. I think they're better than Splatoon 2. And I personally like the songs of the idols in Splatoon 2 more, also, which are Marina, Pearl and Marina. Like this is the Splatfest song, Color Balls. I also like Kali and Mari from Splatoon 1, but Splatoon 1 is not in the app. I think they are better. They just have better music, in my opinion. This is one of my favorite Splatoon songs ever. But again, I could be biased. I recognize that. I'm gonna be biased on my selection. I play Splatoon 2, I didn't play Splatoon 3, so hey, maybe that's just it. But hey, regardless, Splatoon has great music and great gibberish lyrics. So I think my favorite gibberish lyrics are from Perry Marina, like Color Pulse on the song. I don't know, I didn't add it here in the playlist, but the song that they added for Octo Expansion, which the Octo Expansion music is here too, and all of it is great. But one of my favorite Splatoon tracks is actually one of the final bosses phases, which is this one, Tidal Rush. Also, you are gonna see some songs are in Spanish. That's just my app is in Spanish. And some songs are translated and others are not translated. Depends on the game, really. But yeah, this is one of my favorite final bosses. And the music is also great. This is the second phase when Mari shows up. And like you have Carly trying to just get off this hypnotized mood she's in, and I really like because it's basically two songs mixed into one. One song you have Marnie singing, and on the other side you have Kali singing. I think the song Kali sings is from Splatoon 1, but I think Mari is new. I think I could be wrong. And one of the things that I discovered while listening to this song is that each of the Squid Sisters like lyrics or vocals, if you listen with headphones, like you hear them from each of your headphone speeds. Like Kali is on the left and Mari is on the right. And if you take one, like if I would take one of my headphones out, if I take my right one, I would only listen to Kali and vice versa. And I think that's really cool. I don't know if you can do that listening to this on YouTube, but I'm assuming that you can do that on the game. And this is how it works in the app. And I think that's really cool. Like this might have been a thing since Splatoon 1, I don't know, probably, and I just noticed this in 2025. Also, I'm recording this in January 15, so this is after the release Wind Waker and DKC3, just in case you were wondering. But yeah, fantastic music, but it's time to move on to the next one. So next we have Donkey Kong Country 2, Diddy's Conquest, which is a pun, conquest, yeah. Obviously this is composed by David Wise. I don't know the composers of the other games, I'm sorry. I'm not good with remembering composers, but David Wise as the Donkey Kong guy. He also did Tropical Freeze recently, and I'm not nostalgic to this game, to the DKC trilogy on the Super Nintendo, because I didn't play them while growing up. I only played the first one on NSO. Yeah, good game, yeah, great game. I played like 1 hour of DKC2, great game, but I haven't finished it. But I already knew that this soundtrack was legendary. I mean, I really like this music because it's based on Gunplay Galleon from DKC1, which was the final boss theme, and this one also appears in Smash and in Smash Ultimate, and I really like that song. I like all the DK music in Smash. Like it has great remixes. By the way, if you have 15 hours to kill, you can go watch PJ Jiggles, I think that's how he's called. PJ Jiggles like ranking Smash Remix video, which is like 15 hours long. That was hilarious. I still haven't finished it. But yeah, I knew this soundtrack was legendary. I mean, you have Snake Enchanted, you have Stickle Rush Symphony, And you have many other songs. David West, fantastic composer. I don't know what to add to my. Like, I knew about 9 games. I didn't know about this one. So I knew I wanted to add one of the DKC games. So I listened to both of them just for this ranking. I realized, dude, DKC 2 is just fantastic. And it raised to number 6. 6, then 8. No, this is 7. I'm sorry. I don't know how to count. But yeah, this is ethereal music. I can just relax and listen to this forever. And the soundtrack, it's short because it's a Super Nintendo game, but it's full of bangers. I really like this one too, Forest Interlude or Webwoods. Even though I didn't play this game, I'm saying I'm not nostalgic to this soundtrack. Like, some of these songs appear in Smash since Brawl, I think. And I am nostalgic for Brawl, and there's also a Super Mario 64 ROM hack called Star Road, which is my favorite ROM hack of all time. And some songs appear in that ROM hack, and yeah, they sound fantastic. So I guess deep down I am a bit nostalgic to this soundtrack, but like indirectly, not because I played the game. But even if I were nostalgic, like, soundtrack is still amazing. This is one of my favorite too. It's in a snowbound land, which is like the snow theme of the game. I'm not gonna let it play for too long because we have to move on, but I mean, you can just like, this game probably has like one of the best ethereal soundtracks in games. And ethereal is such a funny word because who knows what it means, but you know what it means, like that meme of SpongeBob just ascending like this. Yeah, that's ethereal, and just because it through just like it fits that description. Finally, one of my favorites too, the final boss, Crocodile Cacophony. I first listened to this theme on the Smash Ultimate version, and I love that version. Like, I always thought this one is much better than Gunpla Galleon. Like, that one is iconic, but Crocodile Cacophony is just on another level, I think. And yeah, the original version is also very good. Bum, 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 bum. But yeah, let's move on to my next one. Well, first, before that, thank you, Dixie. Now let's move on to my childhood game. Like, if there's a game that describes childhood, it's this one, Super Mario 64. This would be number 6 only. And a bit spoilers, but this ranking is gonna have Mario 64, it's gonna have Ocarina of Time, it's gonna have Galaxy 1, it's gonna have Skyward Sword. And I think Mario 64 really exemplifies the word nostalgia to me. But I really had to think a lot about it and realize, okay, do I choose nostalgia over orchestra soundtracks, which are, the Wii games have orchestra music? At the end, I chose orchestra music, but the 64 games are still fantastic soundtracks. Like, I can listen to them all day. Like, all of the 64 games that are on the app are fantastic. I already chose Wave 64. I've talked about Zero X, about Star Fox 64. If they can add Pilot Wing 64, that's also good. They can add Majora's Mask, they can add Paper Mario, they can add a lot of games the 64, the N64 has fantastic soundtrack. Case in point, Died Are Dogs. This one is really funny because you can see that let's call this the Nintendo Music official photograph is Jolly Roger's face, which of course, because that's the first level this song plays in, but the song is officially called Died Are Dogs. I just thought that was funny. It has no bearings on the ranking, but I thought that was funny. This is the final battle, one of my... I think this is a very underrated track because I don't really hear anyone talk about it. This was everything to me as a kid, like finally managing to beat the Rainbow Bowser, which was really hard as a kid because I could not spin that stick. But yeah, Mario 64 is nostalgia. And this is one of my favorite tracks ever. One of my favorite credit sequence ever. The stuff run of Mario 64. It's a very emotional song, and it always makes me emotional. It reminds me of simpler times, literally, like when I was just a kid going to kindergarten, playing this game. Just waking up, in the morning. Then when I was very young, I haven't asked my parents of the story, but this is just what I remember. I guess I had asthma problems or some sort of respiratory problems, so I had to use I don't know what the thing is called, but you put on a oxygen mask of sorts. You connect it, it throws, I don't know, stuff at your nose, water, I don't know, it throws something some special water to your nose, and then you leave it on for many minutes, and then you take it off. And I had to do that almost every morning, and I would do that before leaving for kindergarten. And while I was waiting, I would boot up the Nintendo 64 and play Super Mario 64. And that's why this game is it's my childhood game. Obviously after that in my life, the GameCube came, we had a Game Boy Advance, Nintendo DS, yeah, okay, this was the first thing. And yeah, the stuff roll is just, it makes me emotional. There's another one, which is the Mario Kart 64 credits thing, which also makes me emotional, but that one is not on the app. And honestly, I would not leave any other songs in this video. I've skipped them. We've listened to them for a little bit or for a little bit longer, but I have so much respect for this song that I'm just gonna leave it in its totality. We are gonna stay here for one more minute almost, waiting for this to end until we move on to the next place. I promise we'll go a bit quicker. Now, unfortunately, or fortunately, depending on how you look at it, the song in the app doesn't include the "Thank you so much for playing my game" that Mario says at the end. I would have loved it if they added it, but I understand not adding it because it's not part of the song really. So I would have loved it if they added it, but I also like that it's not there, so I can listen to the song. So I don't know, I would balance. I guess I would have loved it either way. And I guess the photo is cool, but maybe they should have the cake. But okay. Now, Mario 64 time is over. Let's go to Ocarina of Time. Yes, with one of the greatest title screen sequences of all time. with that whistle from Zelda 1. But yeah, I said Mario 64 is nostalgic to me. Ocarina of Time is not. I mean, it is nostalgic. I played it when I was young, but I didn't have it when I was like a little kid. I played it when I was in elementary school, yes, because a friend lent it to me. Yes, a fantastic game, obviously. It's the highest critical acclaim game in Metacritic or something like that. Well deserved. I really had to consider, like, okay, do I choose Mario 64 over Ocarina of Time? Like, which one do I prefer? At the end, I chose Ocarina of Time, it's just. I think because there's like a story, let's call it that, I guess I prefer Ocarina of Time. One of the things I really like about the Nintendo Music app is the pictures that you get with each music track. And I think the best game that has utilized them is Ocarina of Time. Because if you listen to it in order, it's almost like you are following the journey of someone, like a playthrough on YouTube of someone. But in this case, it's a Nintendo employee, which is funny to think about. But yeah, if there's like a story to follow, it makes it very emotional. It connects with you, I guess, which is why I chose Ocarina of Time over Mario 64. And besides, like all the Ocarina songs that you're listening right now, all of them are great. Mario 64 doesn't really have that, I guess. While there are things I prefer over Mario 64, like the end credits is still like Ocarina of Time is just it's full of iconic songs that are staples in the Zelda series. I know some of those staples come from A Link to the Past, but Ocarina of Time is just on another level. And I really like that they added like the Ocarina songs that you play, like Saria song, Serenade of Water, yeah, are great. But let's move on to a surprising pick, Metroid Prime. Metroid Prime. Basically, it just has great music. I don't know what to tell you, Like it's obviously higher quality of the N64 games. Honestly, like these last three picks, like Metroid Prime and N64 Ocarina of Time, they're interchangeable to me. I chose this order at the end, but maybe tomorrow I feel like I would change the order again. But you can really notice the leap on quality sound. Doesn't mean like you can have like retro soundtracks be amazing, because they are amazing soundtracks. But you also have to accept that the leap of quality sound chips, whatever. Like yeah, there is a difference. So we have Magma Caverns, which is a remix version of Ridley's Lair from Super Metroid. I like to call it Ridley's Lair. People, it's officially called Lower Norther, but I like to call it Ridley's Lair. Because I think there was like a YouTube video with this music that was called Ridley's Lair instead of Lower Norther, and that name just stuck with me. But yeah, Metroid is a franchise that has amazing soundtracks too. Maybe not that long, but still amazing. Here we have Fendrana Drips, one of a fan favorite. Mine too, it's one of the best just snow themes areas in the games, and I love me some snow themes areas in the games because their music's always fantastic. Sometimes, like, I'm just skipping. I don't have a script for this. As you can tell, I'm just talking out of my ass here. So sometimes I just don't know when to skip, you know? But okay, we have to keep moving just so this doesn't become a really long video. Hopefully we can finish less than 1 hour. That would be ideal, I think. So let's end it up with Metro Leader Battle. Of course, it's based on the Ridley theme from Super Metroid, but this is still just bombastic. I think I chose Metro Prime over Ocarina of Time in Mario 64 because Metro Prime does like the action themes, like this boss battle, like it does it. It's very bombastic. It's very punchy. It sounds great. Like Zelda and Mario have great boss battle things too, but Metroid Prime is just on another level in that instance. And the game also has like ambient music like Fender and Drifts or the sunken ship theme. I like that one too. I think that's what like gave the game like this small edge, but it's just a very small edge, like they're very close. But the next one, Skyward Sword, is on another level. Like, okay, if this ranking would be in tiers, like Mario 64, Ocarina of Time, Metro Prime, and probably DKC2 would be on the same tier. I don't know, A tier. And then the other one, which was Splatoon 2, Waver 64, Tomodachi Collection, that will be B tier. Here we are jumping to S tier. We are jumping to orchestrated soundtracks. They are very long. Each music piece is longer than 1 minute, longer than 2 minutes. Maybe not in this case, but there are other examples, and it just sounds fantastic. I blue value. But yeah, like even normal themes or just character themes, it's just the orchestrated music is just on another level. Which is why like I chose Skyward Sword and Galaxy 1, which will appear later, above Mario 64 and Ocarina of Time. Like that might be unfair, and I definitely not like, okay, I'm not gonna choose orchestrate always, you know, it's all about your opinion, what you like and what not. Because if I did, I would have chosen like all my 10 games from Nintendo Switch, which is fine, but that's not how I roll. But I can't lie that the orchestra is just fantastic. When I listen to the soundtrack on the app, in order of course, I realize this game does not miss us. Like all the music is banger after banger after banger. This is one of my favorite, of course, the Collector's Boss Battle. And yeah, it sounds magical. It's magisterial. It's fantastic. There's too many songs I would like to put as an example, but we can't be here all day. Like, just go and listen to it yourself. It's very long, it's true, it's like 6 hours long. It's very long, but it's very worth it. I promise. And the Skyward Sword staff credits is probably my favorite staff credits in Zelda franchise. Yeah, I think so. Like, I remember when I got to the credits my first time playing Skyward Sword, it was definitely a magical experience, and I really like this game. It's probably my least favorite 3D Zelda game right now, but that doesn't mean it's bad. And we are not gonna listen to this because it's 7 minutes long. But I just wanted to mention that, yeah, this is like my favorite stuff credits of Zelda. Probably, unless I'm missing something. But yeah, Skyward Sword, fantastic music. One thing that's really good when you're listening to the soundtrack is that, hey, you'll get to hear like Ocarina of Time music or A Link to the Past music, like all the music, but now it's orchestrated and you can really tell the difference, like the house theme or I don't know, the shop theme or I don't know, Beetle, I don't know if Beetle's theme is original, but when the Zelda's Lullaby, yeah, like you can really tell the difference there. Okay. So Skyward Sword was on number 3. Number 2 is Super Mario Galaxy 1. This is quintessential, however you pronounce that word. This is quintessential video game music. Now, Ghostly Garden Galaxy, of course, fan favorite, everyone loves this song. It appeared in the credits for the Mario movie, which is great, I love that. Maybe a bit overrated, like it's top notch music, but Galaxy 1 has many other fantastic music too. Like the worst of the worst. I really like this one. Now I do want to mention that, well, I didn't consider the pictures to like be important for the ranking. I like the pictures, but I didn't consider them for the ranking. We just ranked the music. And well, I like the pictures, like for example for Ocarina of Time, yeah. Okay, I guess the pictures isn't the problem for Galaxy 1. The problem is the order. Like if you go to like the playlist that includes all the songs, the official playlist, I don't like the order. Like what did they do there, man? Like you got like a very selected, like the best hits all in a row at the start. Like you get Ghostly Garden, you get this song, you get, I don't know, Rosarina in the Observatory theme, and then you get the final boss battle theme, and then it starts playing other random music in a very random order. I don't really like the order they chose. Like I don't know why they did that. Maybe that's how it is in the order, official CD soundtrack release. I have no idea, but hey, like I didn't let it bother me. At the end of the day, you listen to all the music, it's fantastic, but I just wanted to mention that, like, the music order is weird in the app. You have Rosalina in Observatory 3. I really like, this is a bit of a tangent, but I really like when a game has a music theme and then it evolves in time. I really like it. Like, I like variations of one theme, not necessarily the main theme, just variations, like a day theme, a night theme, yeah. I'm easy to please. That's just how it is. Here we have the final level theme, Galaxy Reactor, which is fantastic level. Oh my god, dude. Oh, Galaxy 1 is so good. And the music is so good. I think, was it composed entirely by Koji Kondo? I mean, not entirely, because it's an orchestra, but you know what I mean. Like, was he the main composer? Oh my god, I don't not remember. I'm pretty sure he was an important composer of the game, but hey, Koji Kondo is like greatest figure in game soundtracks, I guess. And here we come one of my favorite final boss themes ever, which is the Galaxy 1 final boss. Another tangent, since I don't have anything else to talk about Galaxy 1, because everyone knows it has fantastic soundtrack. Hey, I like the playlist that I'm making for for myself. I have like a playlist called Final Bosses, and I try to add the final bosses from the games that I'm listening to, or a final boss theme. Maybe it's not the final boss of the game, but it is a final boss theme from another game, like in Kirby, for example, and I just add it because usually the final bosses themes in games are like usually like one of, if not the best music track in the game. So it's great to have one, like a playlist for all of that. I forgot to mention it at the beginning. A bit of a disclosure that I did not listen in time to Fire Emblem, the GBA game. I don't remember the Link game. Is it Binding Blade, Blazing Blade, something like that? I did not listen to Pikmin 4, even though I played the game. And I did not listen to Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. Why? Because I didn't have time. I'm gonna be listening to those, well, in this year, as we go. I am listening to Fire Emblem currently, actually. It's, yeah, good soundtrack. But I didn't think any of them would be part of the ranking, which is why I just decided to go ahead and record this. Pokemon might have a chance, but I hate Pokemon Switch era so much that my bias will not let me include Scarlet and Violet if I listen to it. I have listened to like two snow tracks because they are part of like an official winter playlist in the app, and they are very good. So maybe Pokemon could have a chance to be like number 10 in this list, but hey, I guess we'll never know. But as this continues, as Galaxy World Music ends, it's time to say hello to my number one pick. I'm not even hyping it up, but which one do you think it is? You have 10 seconds, 15, more or less, to guess. We had Mario, Zelda, Metroid, DK, random ones like the Magic Collection. Which franchise are we missing? Why, of course, my GOAT, Kirby. That's my guy. This is my number one. Kirby Star Allies. Ironic because when this game came out, I liked it, I played it, it was fine. It's not my favorite Kirby game, but I listened to the soundtrack and I can't lie, it's completely fantastic. Now, everyone knows Kirby music is fantastic. Like, Kirby is somewhat infamous for having great music. It's kind of like Sonic, like everyone knows Sonic games are, and this is me saying it as a Sonic fan. Maybe not so much in the modern era, but whatever, but the music never misses. Well, Kirby's music doesn't miss also. And it also has great games, so hey, win-win. So, we can talk all day about the Kirby soundtrack. Like the new renditions, the new music is great. Kirby games always gotta include like its new version of the DDD theme, its new version of, I don't know, theme from the old era, whatever you want to remix. And they are always fantastic. All the music is fantastic. And this game, since it has DLC, it also has a very long soundtrack that you can enjoy listening to. Well, first, one of my favorite new songs in the game is Song of Supplication. I prefer this one over whatever it's called, the theme of, what's her name, Sam Partisan, which is a Thunder Girl. I prefer this one with Francesca and Framberg. I think it's cooler. Get it? But anyway, I guess I didn't add that many level themes to this playlist, but like the level themes are also fantastic. I like Frozen Tundra. I like the themes that plays in the overworld maps. I like the minigame music. Like everything about this soundtrack is fantastic. But we haven't gotten to the best part. The best part is that this soundtrack includes themes from other Kirby games, but not like remixes. No, it just includes themes, because in this game there are like extra levels hidden. Special, you need to get all the collectibles in a war. Blah 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 blah. Whatever. Those extra themes contains, like, each screen contains a music track from the old games. Like basically every Kirby game, or at least every main Kirby game, it's represented somewhat. So I realized that the reason they chose Star Allies as the Kirby game, I guess Kirby Dream Land 1 is also in there, but they chose Star Allies because there's music from basically the entire franchise, like the 30 years. Are we in 30 years? Holy. Yes, we are in 30 years. Of course 30 years, because there was like that fantastic orchestra, which video got taken down from YouTube, which I hate. But at least I have a recording of it. I love that, by the way, but that's another tangent. But yeah. So those extra levels have that music, but also the gallery in the game. If you complete these art pieces, you get rewarded with a very cute art that represents one of the old games, and all of them have like a unique art style, I guess, because I think they are made by different artists, and they also come with songs from the old games. And so you got a new fantastic soundtrack, new renditions of classic things like this theme, of course, and you got music tracks from all the past Kirby games. Like that's why Star Allies is just a fantastic soundtrack. You cannot beat it. It's almost not fair to a game like Galaxy 1 that doesn't really include like music from, I don't know, Sunshine Mario 64. Like, it's not the point, but Kirby is always like celebrating its own history. That's just how Kirby games are. Like, if you play them, you know what I'm talking about. But hey, if this wasn't enough, Kirby Star Allies got DLC, free DLC in fact, which improved the base game like completely, like the finish game, quote unquote finish game, with all the DLC. I really like it now. And the new DLC included like new art pieces, because they represent each of the Dream Frames, which is like partners you can get in the game. The Dream Frames, of course, comes from past Kirby games, from each main Kirby game. And they made new Kirby renditions that represent each of the main Kirby games. This is like a rendition from Kirby's Adventure. This is the World 7, I believe. The Fountain of Dreams, like you can listen to this, you might recognize it from Melee Fountain of Dreams battle stage. It's one of my favorites. I adore this version. It's fantastic. Again, all the Kirby music is fantastic. But I can't put it all here as an example, because it's like, I don't know, it's many hours long. Another thing they did, spoiler alert I guess, is that in the side mode, which is you can play as your Dream Friends, there's a final boss that I'm not gonna talk about because that's not the important thing. But the final boss now includes like a new rendition of each of the game's final boss themes, or a medley of the final boss themes or main themes from each of the games. So here, for example, you have a new version of Crown, but it also includes like the Magalore Phase 1 theme, and also the Lord Starcoder battle theme. And Kirby final boss battle themes are always fantastic, like one of the highlights of the game. This game includes like 12 of those renditions because there are like 12 different, and yeah. So they created new music for that. You got new Crown, you got like the final boss from Planet Robo, Triple Deluxe, Squid Squad, Amazing Mirror, 64, the Marks team from Superstar again. You got Nightmare from Adventure, you got Dark Matter from Dreamland 2, Dreamland 3, like, yeah, they added all that on top of this. And this is why Kirby is my number one. Like, I think you can realize now why. Like, there was no competition really. Like, if Skyward Sword and Galaxy 1 is S tier, Star Allies is like S plus tier, because it includes all this music from past games. And hey, I miss it to please. You include a reference in your game to something I like, I'm gonna like it more. That's how it is for me. I mean, obviously one thing can stand on its own, but Kirby is just very special. And we are not done, because the final boss of, Star Allies also has fantastic music. Why? It's a very long suit with 4 movements and an extra fifth one, secret one. And as you can listen to, it's amazing. The final boss is amazing to fight against. I'm not gonna delve into like lore reasons, because who knows what the lore of Kirby is at this point. And this, and like the soundtrack in the app, it includes the suit like in its full, like in just one track. So you get like the when it changes to the next suit. And yeah, the transitions, that's fine and all, but for some reason, I don't know why, it also includes each suit separately, which is very rare in this app. Like, it usually doesn't do that. I should know. I have listened to almost every soundtrack in the app. But this is really cool because you get the full song. If you wanna listen to the full song and its transitions, how it progresses, like, that's great. But you also get each battle phase, which is each movement, that's music term, movement. You can see it in the song title, and you can loop or just extend each movement, and I think that's very cool. It's honestly great that the game has this. Not the game, but the app. I don't remember if the sound test in the game has it like this. Maybe it doesn't. That's why it is like this. But it wouldn't surprise me, because HAL is just fantastic developer for Kirby. Like, if your developers love the character and the game they're making, yeah, you're gonna love it too, So yeah, that was my number 1. Let's recapitulate. Number 10 was Tomodachi Collection. Number 9 was Wave 64. Number 8 was Splatoon 2. Number 7 was Donkey Kong Country 2, Diddy's Kong Quest. I already miscounted. And 9, 8, 7. Number 6 was Super Mario 64. Number 5 was Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time. Number 4, Metroid Prime 1. Number 3, The Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword. Number 2, Super Mario Galaxy 1. And congratulations to our number 1. Everyone stand up and applaud. That's not the music. Where is it? There we go. It's Kirby Star Allies. We are not cutting this out. But congratulations. Actually, let me extend this. So I chose this very chill, laid-back music just to end this video because we are not done. We are 55 minutes in. Oh god. Well, let's just run by quickly my wish list for 2025 for Nintendo Music. I chose 10 games or 10 things I would like to see. They are not in any particular order, so I'm just gonna run through them. Yes. My number 1 pick, this one you could say it is in order. My number 1 pick is any Xenoblade game. Now my favorite soundtrack is Xenoblade Chronicles 3. That would be fantastic, but I assume they would do it in order. Side tangent, but it would also be great if they, like, you know, when you get a new release like Xenoblade Chronicles X, even though it's a remake, you know, you could put like a selection of songs in the app the same week that the game releases, and then just put the full soundtrack like months later, you know? That's how I would do it. But hey, I don't work for Nintendo. But yeah, my number 1 pick would be any Xenoblade game, because Xenoblade has fantastic soundtrack. Like, yeah, any game would be great. Wait, let's go to my next. Next would be Earthbound, yes. Now Earthbound would be, I don't know what legal music issues they would need to go through to make it work. I have no idea. But Earthbound music would be great because then we will get the other Mother games. I'm choosing Earthbound because it's the one that's, you know, most well known. Next would be any Mario RPG. It could be Super Mario RPG, the remake, and it also includes the original Super Nintendo soundtrack. It could be Paper Mario 64, which I would love because it's also very nostalgic to me. It could be the TTYD remake, which also would include the GameCube release. It could be Mario and Luigi Brothership. It could be Mario and Luigi Superstar Saga, Bowser's Story, any Mario RPG. I think it would be great. And hey, Mario and Luigi or Super Mario RPG would be great because that would mean Yoko Shimomura music, you know? My next pick is, now this is like an actual game I want. Star Fox Assault. This is a Star Fox game for the Nintendo GameCube after Adventures was released. I really like this game, and this game, imagine Star Fox 64, but it's orchestrated. That's Star Fox Assault soundtrack. It might be boring for some, but the soundtrack is amazing. So I would like to have that. My next pick would be Nintendo Land, yes, because honestly, I try to pick games in order to include, you know, consoles that we haven't seen much love for in the app. The Wii U is one of those, and honestly, what Wii U game they could add to the soundtrack? Because if they could add a Wii U game, they would add it on the Switch, since almost all the Wii U games have Switch ports now. Like Tropical Freeze, I think it would be most well known for Switch. Especially if they have new music like Mario Kart 8, right? So yeah, I thought about Nintendo Land because it also includes music from all the franchises like Zelda, Pikmin, Mario, Metroid, and I don't know, Takamaru's Ninja Kazoo, whatever. And I think it would be like a great game to have, you know? Very chill soundtrack and also includes all this music from all the other games. Next pick, Pokemon Gen 1. Specifically for announced at Pokemon Day. Like yeah, Pokemon Day, February. I want the announcement in the Pokemon Direct or whatever Pokemon presents. Like hey, we are adding Gen 1 music to the app. They could also add Gen 1 to NSO. I've been waiting for that, but hey. I think we already have Scarlet and Violet, so Pokemon music is not a problem. I expect Pokemon Snap Stadium music to get in the app eventually. But hey, I think having this announcement in Pokemon Presents at Pokemon Day, it would be huge, you know? It would be useful for Nintendo and Pokemon Company to have. So that is my wish. Obviously, I would wish for, I don't know, Gen 2, Gen 4, Gen 3, but you will start at Gen 1, of course. Next, Zelda 1 with the Famicom version. I would want both released the same day. And yeah, honestly, this pick is just to have something for the NES. Because I don't really like, I don't know, the soundtracks are like 10 songs long. So it's a bit of whatever. I could pick Kirby's Adventure, I could pick Airbound Beginnings, but I kinda covered those in other places, you know? So I thought, okay, what NES game would be cool? You have Zelda 1, which has a bit of differences in the Famicom Disk System version, because the Famicom Disk System had better music channels or whatever. I don't know the theory behind that, but that's how it is. So some of the songs, like the title, theme, the ending, and I guess that's it really. I think the dungeon and Overworld is the same. But yeah, some songs are different. Zelda 1 and Zelda 2 basically, and yeah, it would be great to have, you know, but for now I'm just choosing Zelda 1. Next pick, Kid Icarus Uprising. Yes, please. If you're not gonna afford to switch to, at least put the music on the app. It would be a great choice for a Nintendo 3DS game, and the music is just great, you know? Like I need my Dark Pit theme on this app to loop infinitely, you know? Next pick, I already chose Zelda 1, but I don't care, I'm choosing another Zelda game technically. Hyrule Warriors Definitive Edition, yes. And the reason for that is because, of course, it includes music from like Zelda, from the Zelda franchise, you know, from other Zelda games, like Wind Waker, Twilight Princess, Skyward Sword, yeah. But the original songs in Hyrule Warriors are also great, like Silent Guardians or Eclipse of the Moon. I think it would be great to have, you know. And my final pick, I realized I didn't choose a Smash game, so I lied. It won't be a wishlist of 10, it's not gonna be a wishlist of 11. Let's talk about Smash. I think they could add Smash and have like all the new remixes and the new music for each game, and maybe like the music that comes from old games, they could just remove it. Like they could only, they could add it, I guess, but there will be a lot of overlap there. But I don't know, whatever. And I'm assuming like for the newer Smash games, they gotta remove like the Metal Gear game, the Metal Gear music and the Sonic music and all the third parties in Ultimate Smash 4. I would be fine with that, honestly. Well, I don't know how it would work, but if it doesn't work, I think you could at least add Smash 64 and Melee. Though I would love to have Roar, but I don't know if that would be possible. But anyway, my real number 10, but now number 11 would be Galaxy 2. Simple. Super Mario Galaxy 2, you know? Galaxy 1 has a fantastic soundtrack. Galaxy 2 also has a fantastic soundtrack that in some ways I like it more than Galaxy 1, to be honest. not only in the soundtrack of the game itself, I just like it more than Galaxy 1, but that's neither here or there. So yeah, I guess that's my wish list for 2025. We'll see how it goes. I hope this sounds fine because I've been talking for 1 hour. I gotta go sleep. I haven't drunk. I didn't drink water while recording this, so I'm gonna go drink some water now. Stay hydrated, kids and ladies and they thems and everyone. Stay hydrated, and I hope you enjoy listening to Nintendo music.